I spent a year and a half building a new computer security system that could stop hackers before they even attacked. I thought Digital Corp would be the perfect place to make it happen. They had money, smart people, and everything I needed. But I didn't know that the boss, Marcus Stone, planned to steal my work. My name is Sarah Chen. Until yesterday, I was the top computer expert at Digital Corporation. I had left a good job at Microsoft to join this new company. I brought my skills and an idea that could change how we protect computers from hackers. My creation was called Guardian Pro. It could spot attack patterns before they happened and create defenses right away. For a year and a half, I worked 80 hours a week to build it from nothing. Marcus would visit my lab sometimes. He'd make small talk, check my progress, and give me his fake business smile. "Great work, Sarah," he'd say. "The board loves what you're doing." 3 days ago, I reached a big moment. Guardian Pro stopped a fake cyber attack all by itself. It worked better than I hoped, finding weak spots I hadn't even taught it to look for. The AI was learning on its own. I got excited and set up a meeting with Marcus to show him the results. His assistant Lisa gave me 15 minutes the next day. When I got to his office, Marcus wasn't alone. The company lawyer, Victoria Park, was there too. "Sit down, Sarah," Marcus said, pointing to a chair. His face showed nothing. "Victoria is just here for paperwork." Something in his voice worried me. I sat down, holding my laptop, ready to show my demo. "Before we talk about Guardian Pro," Marcus said, pushing papers toward me, "we need to discuss your work contract." Victoria spoke in a cold voice. "Section 14.3 of your contract says any ideas you create using company stuff belongs to Digital Corporation." I nodded. I knew about these rules. "I understand, but I thought of Guardian Pro before I started working here. I have proof." Victoria didn't blink. "You might have had a basic idea, but the working system was built here on Digital Corp's time, using Digital Corp's equipment." Marcus leaned forward, dropping his fake friendliness. "Let's be honest, Sarah. Guardian Pro belongs to Digital Corporation. The board thinks your pay package is fair for your help." I frowned. "Pay package?" He smiled coldly. "Your contract includes a success bonus. You'll get $300,000 when Guardian Pro launches. That's very generous." The words hit me hard. $300,000 for a system worth billions? For 18 months of hard work? For my research and ideas? Marcus kept talking, not seeing how angry I was getting. "Tomorrow I'll show Guardian Pro to our biggest investors. We expect to get $75 million more in funding. After that, we'll announce Digital Corp's amazing new security solution." I stared at him, my hands becoming fists. "You're firing me," I said. Victoria nodded. "We're letting you go right away, but you'll get your bonus." "Congratulations, Sarah." Marcus smirked like a hunter who caught his prey. "Your job is done." But he didn't know I had expected this betrayal. And Guardian Pro? Let's just say I had built in a little surprise. My lawyer confirmed that Guardian Pro belonged to Digital Corp under my contract. I should have fought back, threatened to sue, or made a scene. Instead, a strange calm came over me. They expected me to fight. They were ready for it. What they didn't know was that I was prepared too. 6 months ago, I found out that Marcus had gotten into my secure computer system after hours. Nothing was taken, but it set off an alarm I had hidden in the system. From that moment, I started building protections, not just to keep Guardian Pro safe from outside threats, but from inside ones too. I nodded, keeping my face calm, and handed over my laptop. "Of course, Mr. Stone," I said smoothly. "Good luck with tomorrow's investor demo." Security watched me pack my things into a box. I left the building like any other fired worker, but unlike most, I wasn't leaving empty-handed. I smiled, thinking about the special code I had hidden in the presentation. It would activate exactly 10 minutes into the demo. That night, I didn't panic. I didn't plan revenge. Instead, I ordered food, watched some TV, and waited. At exactly 9:30 p.m., my phone rang. It was Lisa, Marcus's assistant. "He wants to see you," she said simply. I looked at the clock. It was almost 10 o'clock. "He says it's urgent," she said. A car is already coming. 40 minutes later, I was back at Digital Corp, brought into the nice conference room. Marcus sat alone at the big table. His usual smooth, confident look was gone. His tie was loose, his hair messy, and you could see the veins in his head from running his hands through his hair. "Fix it," he snapped the moment the door closed. I took my time sitting down, moving slowly. "Fix what exactly?" "Don't play games, Sarah," he said angrily. "You broke the demo." I raised an eyebrow. "How could I? I've been gone for 24 hours. Security watched me clean out my desk. I didn't take any devices. I didn't access any systems." Marcus slammed his hand on the table. "The test run crashed the whole system. It started finding threats that don't exist, making thousands of false alarms. It's completely broken." I tilted my head. "Sounds like a computer problem," I said, pretending not to know. "Have you tried turning it off and on again?" His face turned red with anger. "This isn't funny. We have 12 major investors coming tomorrow. There's $75 million on the line." "Your investors," I corrected. "Your system now." Marcus took a deep breath, trying to calm down. When he spoke again, his voice became smooth and convincing. The same tone that had made so many people, including me, trust him. "Look, maybe we were too hasty yesterday," he said. "I'm ready to discuss a better deal. Co-creator credit, more money, maybe even some ownership." I leaned back in my chair. "What exactly happened during the test run?" Marcus hesitated, deciding how much to tell me. The system turned on itself. It started seeing Digital Corp's own computer parts as threats. Then it started making reports, hundreds of them, about what it called internal ethical problems. I couldn't help but smile. "Guardian Pro is designed to find threats, Marcus. All threats." His face darkened. "What did you do?" "I didn't break anything," I said simply. "Guardian Pro is working exactly as I built it. It's an AI system that learns and adapts to protect networks from bad activity. During development, I taught it about cyber attacks, including cases where the threat came from inside organizations." Marcus's face lost its color. "You taught it to spy on us?" "I taught it to recognize threats wherever they come from." Understanding showed in his eyes. The system wasn't broken. It had identified Digital Corp itself as a security risk. Or more specifically, him. Marcus's face hardened. "You can't prove any of that." I leaned back, keeping my face neutral. "I don't need to. Guardian Pro has been recording everything for months. Every unauthorized access, every copied file, every changed document. It was all neatly organized in the reports it made, complete with timestamps, access logs, and recorded keystrokes." The silence that followed was deep. Marcus stared at me, the anger in his eyes slowly turning into something more calculating. "What do you want?" he asked. I folded my hands on the table. "Full credit as Guardian Pro's creator and main builder. 50% ownership of all related patents and ideas. A board seat to oversee its ethical use. And $10 million in payment for your attempt to push me out." His jaw tightened. "That's blackmail." "No," I corrected smoothly. "That's negotiation." Blackmail would be me sending those reports directly to the investors and the SEC. Marcus breathed out sharply, glaring at me for a long moment. Then slowly, his shoulders dropped in defeat. "The system," he said, voice tight. "Can you fix it before tomorrow's demo?" "Guardian Pro doesn't need fixing," I said. "It just needs proper permission settings. Right now, it's flagging unauthorized commands because its creator, me, was removed from the permission chain." I reached into my pocket, pulled out a small flash drive, and put it on the table between us. "This contains a proper permission update that will solve the immediate problems," I said. "Consider it a good faith gesture toward our new partnership. The contracts can be written up tomorrow." Marcus stared at the drive, then at me. "And if I refuse?" "Then Guardian Pro stays broken," I said simply. "Your investor demo fails, and those internal ethical breach reports find their way into some very interested hands." For a moment, I thought he might argue. But then, with a resigned breath, He reached for the flash drive. "You planned this all along," he muttered. I smiled. "No," I corrected. "I hoped it wouldn't be necessary. But after finding you in my secure server 6 months ago, I built in protections for the system and for myself." His eyes narrowed. "How did you know I'd try to cut you out?" I stood, picking up my bag. "I didn't," I admitted. "But Guardian Pro is designed to recognize patterns and predict threats before they happen." I gave him a pointed look. I guess some of that rubbed off on its creator. The next morning, I arrived at Digital Corp as the newly appointed co-founder and chief technology officer. Marcus introduced me to the investors with a smile that never quite reached his eyes. The demo went perfectly. Guardian Pro stopped every fake attack thrown at it with elegant precision. One investor, clearly impressed, turned to Marcus with an eager question. "Amazing system. What inspired its development?" Marcus hesitated just long enough for me to enjoy the moment. Then, with barely hidden reluctance, he answered, "It was actually Sarah's idea from the beginning. Digital Corp just provided the place for that vision to grow." I smiled, stepping in to answer technical questions. As I spoke, my phone buzzed with a notification. Guardian Pro authentication restored. Threat neutralized. System integrity restored. Creator protections active. The AI was learning faster than I'd expected. It had recognized a threat, neutralized it, and protected its future just as designed. 3 months later, Guardian Pro had its first real-world use, preventing a major cyber attack on a global banking network. The incident, which could have resulted in $340 million in damages, instead made Guardian Pro the gold standard in cybersecurity. Marcus and I maintained a professional relationship. He focused on business development, where his skills were genuinely valuable. I led technical innovation, where my expertise was irreplaceable. We were not friends and never would be, but we had reached a balance that worked. Sometimes I wondered if I could have handled things differently, taken legal action, fought it out in court. But in the end, I had built something too powerful to be stolen, and I had made sure that no one, not even Marcus Stone, would ever control it without me. Marcus's attempted betrayal had revealed something far more important than just corporate greed. Technology is only as ethical as the people who control it. That realization became the foundation of how we now deploy Guardian Pro. Every implementation includes strong ethical guardrails and transparency protocols to prevent misuse. The system doesn't just protect networks, it protects itself and its users from being exploited. Last week, as we celebrated Guardian Pro's successful public offering, valuing the company at $4.2 billion, a young developer approached me at the event. "What's the secret to building something so revolutionary?" she asked, eyes filled with ambition. I smiled. "It's not about the code," I told her. "It's about understanding that the greatest security threats often come from where you least expect them." The real challenge wasn't just creating technology, it was ensuring it could adapt, evolve, and defend itself without compromising its core integrity. Build systems that can recognize threats, adapt to them, and neutralize them while maintaining their ethical foundation, I said. The developer nodded thoughtfully. I glanced at my phone, where a quiet notification from Guardian Pro appeared. System integrity secured. Threat neutralized. Protections active. Just as it was designed to do. Just as its creator had learned to do. Hashtag final thoughts. After everything I went through, after being betrayed, underestimated, and nearly erased from my own creation, I came out on the other side stronger, smarter, and in control of my own future. But I didn't do it alone. I had my experience, my instincts, and most importantly, the conviction to stand up for what was mine. If there's one lesson I've learned, it's this: you have to protect what you build, whether it's your career, your ideas, or your personal boundaries. You are your own first line of defense. Never assume that others will act in good faith just because you do. Prepare for the worst, but position yourself for the best. Think about your own life. Are there places where you need to set boundaries, demand recognition, or protect your work? Maybe it's in your job, a personal relationship, or even a project you've poured your heart into. Whatever it is, don't let someone else take credit for what you built. The most important thing is to stand up for yourself and protect what's yours.